Hello students, hope you are doing well in your examination, that is PT3 or pre-board. This video is a revision video, chapter number 2, that is Nationalism in India. Nationalism in India is an important chapter, not only from the point of view of class 10th. It is also an important chapter for a UPSC examination also. Even when you, in the later stage, when you write UPSC, Union Public Service Commission, IAS examinations, civil service examinations also, you can expect a lot of questions from this particular chapter. So this video for 13th January 2021 revision video lesson is the nationalism in India. So in the previous revision video sessions we discussed about meaning of Satyagraha. We also discussed about Khilafat movement, discussed about World War I, discussed about non-cooperation movement, then non-cooperation movement in a plantation, that is called Swaraj in plantations. We also discussed about the limits of Swaraj, and later we discussed why the the Swaraj movement or the non-cooperation movement withdrawn by Mahatma Gandhi because of Chauri Chaura incident. We also discussed about the civil disobedience movement started by Mahatma Gandhi against the salt law introduced by the British government. So cadets, if you recall rather, why Mahatma Gandhi fought against the salt law? Because salt law prohibited Indians from manufacturing and selling of salt. Not only that, the price of salt was very high. So that is the reason why Mahatma Gandhi decided to disobey the law. That is what? Civil disobedience movement. So that is what we have completed in the previous video session, rather revision video session. Gandhi-Irwin Pact. Gandhiji demanded Viceroy Lord Irwin to agree on 11 demands. In that, withdrawal of salt was one of the major demands. Today let us revise the topic of what are the limits of civil disobedience movement. The limits of civil disobedience movement. Not all the social groups moved by the abstract concept of Swaraj. One such group was untouchables. Now we are going into the social aspects of the freedom movement. If you recall rather, why Gandhiji called untouchables as Harijans? Because Gandhiji felt that there is an oppressed Dalits or downtrodden section. The oppressed Dalit or downtrodden section not involved in the freedom movement. So one such group was untouchables, who from around 1930s had begun to call themselves as Dalit or oppressed. For a long, the Congress had ignored the Dalits for fear of offending Satnavis, the cooperative high-class Hindu. But Mahatma Gandhi declared that Swaraj would come for 100 years if untouchability was not eliminated. So Gandhiji always believed that if Swaraj, that is rule by self. Swaraj will not realize unless we respect each and every section of the society. So Gandhiji called them not untouchables. Gandhiji called them as Harijans. Hari, of course, Lord Vishnu. So they are the sons of God, Harijans. So that is a great or wonderful thought by Mahatma Gandhi to uplift the downtrodden section. Briefly go through some more important dates related to this particular chapter. So 1819, what happened in 1819? Distressed Uttar Pradesh peasants organized by Baba Ramchandra is also called as Begar or Sannyasi movement. Gandhian Hartal against Rowlatt Act, resulting in Jallianwala Bagh massacre. Year is 1919. Then non-cooperation movement. Non-cooperation and Khilafat movement launched in 1921 January. We discussed in detail about Khilafat movement, started by Ali brothers, Muhammad Ali and Shaukat Ali, in support of Khalifa of Turkey, who was deposed or removed from the power. February 1922, Chauri Chaura incident. Gandhiji withdraws non-cooperation movement. The very purpose of any movement, Gandhiji always believed that if you are fighting against injustice, then there is no need of violence. So Chauri Chaura incident led to the violence and killing of police. So Gandhiji withdrawn non-cooperation movement because of Chauri Chaura incident. 1924, what happened? Alluri Sitaram Raju arrested, ending a 2 years armed tribal struggle. So Alluri Sitaram Raju. Who is Alluri Sitaram? Alluri Sitaram Raju, who rebelled against the British by involving himself in guerrilla warfare technique. So Alluri Sitaram Raju was arrested by the British in the year 1924. Lahore session of Indian National Congress. I told you, you have to remember the place where the session took place. Lahore session of Indian National Congress, 1929. What is the demand adopted by Lahore session of Indian National Congress? That is, fight for complete independence. Before that, British promised Indians to give dominant status. What is called dominant status? Dominant status is nothing but Indians are allowed to govern themselves but under the control of British government. That means elections were conducted and Indians were allowed to contest for election, but the government cannot take decision because the government was under the control of British government. So Lahore Congress adopted the demand for, now the Congress session in 1929, they demanded or they decided to fight for Purna Swaraj or complete independence. December 1929, Lahore Congress session adopts the demand for Purna Swaraj. So Congress adopts demand for Purna Swaraj. In 1930, Ambedkar established Depressed Classes Association. So Ambedkar established Depressed Class Association in 1930. So March 1930, Gandhiji began civil disobedience movement by breaking the salt law at Dandi. So Gandhiji begins civil disobedience movement by breaking salt law at Dandi. Gandhiji begins civil disobedience movement by breaking salt law at Dandi. 1931, Gandhiji ends civil disobedience movement, and by 1931 December, the second roundtable conference, and by 1932, the civil disobedience movement relaunched. So, go through all these important points. Okay, now let us continue from the civil disobedience movement. So Harijans means what? Children of God. Harijan means children of God. So what was the problem with the Dalits? Dalits were not allowed to enter into temples, access to public wells, tanks, roads and schools. So the discrimination was very rampant, where the Dalits were not allowed to enter temples. That is what temple entry movement started by Ambedkar. And they were not allowed to use the public wells or the tanks, roads, even they were not allowed to sit along with other students in a public place like schools. So what step Mahatma Gandhi took to uplift or empower Dalits? He himself cleaned toilets to dignify the work of Bhangi. So Bhangi is a terminology, Indian terminology for sweepers, and persuaded upper caste to change their heart and give up the sin of untouchability. So Gandhiji persuaded upper caste, please don't follow untouchability because it's a sin. Because it's a sin, because it is against the humankind or the mankind. But many Dalit leaders were keen on a different political solution, problem of community. Now Gandhiji cleaned the toilets for to show dignity of labor. Gandhiji had a food in Dalit's house, but many Dalit leaders felt that this won't solve the problem of Dalits. So they decided to go for a political solution. Now what is political solution? Political solution is nothing but demanding reservation of seats in educational institutions, separate electorate that would choose the Dalit members to the legislative council. Now, several Dalit leaders, including Ambedkar, initially believed that instead of fighting against the upper caste, better to demand for political power from the British government, like such as reservations in the educational institutions, separate electorate means Dalit they elect their own representative, that is called separate electorate, so that they can raise their problem in a higher platform and solve the problem. So Dalit participation in civil disobedience movement, therefore it was very limited. So why Dalits not participated with the civil disobedience movement? They were not happy with the treatment towards them by the upper caste. In which areas? Mainly Maharashtra and the Nagpur region. It was very strong. That means the Dalit movement was very strong in this particular area. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar organized Dalits into depressed classes. So Dr. B.R. Ambedkar organized the Dalits as depressed class association in 1930. So depressed class association, who started depressed class association? Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. So depressed class association clashed with Mahatma Gandhi at the Round Table Conference by demanding separate electorates for Dalits. So why the second Round Table Conference was failed? This question generally asked for 1 mark or 2 mark questions. The second Round Table Conference was failure because Gandhiji denied the demand of separate electorate, whereas Ambedkar demanded for separate electorate. Not only Ambedkar, Muslim League also demanded for separate electorate. When the British government conceded Ambedkar's demand, Gandhiji began to fast unto death. So that is, fasting was one of the technique of Mahatma Gandhi. He believed that separate electorates for Dalit would slow down the process of integration into the society. Ambedkar ultimately accepted Gandhiji's position, and the result was Pune Pact. So this is also very important. Pune Pact, an agreement signed between B.R. Ambedkar and Mahatma Gandhi. So the Pune Pact was signed in which year? 1932. So Pune Pact, according to the Pune Pact, the depressed classes, what today we call scheduled caste and scheduled tribe. So scheduled caste and scheduled tribe, it gave the depressed classes reserved seats in a provincial central legislative assembly. So when Gandhiji agreed for that, that's the reason why Ambedkar also agreed to support the movement. So Ambedkar agreed to support the movement because Gandhiji agreed for reservation of certain seats in the provincial and central legislative councils. Some Muslim political organizations in India were also lukewarm with their response to the civil disobedience movement. After decline of non-cooperation Khilafat movement, large section of Muslim felt alienated from the Congress. This is what already we discussed, that not only Dalits, even Muslims also felt that Indian National Congress dominated by the upper caste Hindus. So from mid 1920s, the Congress came to be more visibly associated with open Hindu religious nationalists like Hindu Mahasabha. So as a relation between Hindus and Muslims worsened, each community organized religious processions with militant favor, provoking Hindu-Muslim communal clashes and the riots in various cities. So Hindu-Muslim riots clashes took place because of the reason mentioned here. So the Congress and Muslim League made an effort to renegotiate the alliance. In 1927, it appeared that such unity could be forged. The important difference were often the question of representation in future assemblies that were elected. Muhammad Ali Jinnah. So Muhammad Ali Jinnah, leader of Muslim League. Muhammad Ali Jinnah, leader of Muslim League, was willing to give up demand for separate electorate if Muslims assured reserved seats in Central Assembly and representation or proportion to the population of Muslim dominated provinces. present day Bangladesh, East Pakistan and West Pakistan and Punjab region, Muslim population was more. So Jinnah demanded that wherever the Muslim dominated provinces are there, their representation should be given to Muslims in the council and central legislative assembly elections to contest. Negotiations over the question of representation continued, but all hope of resolving the issue at the all party conference is in 1928 disappeared when M.R. Jayakar of Hindu Mahasabha strongly opposed the effort at compromise. So origin of or the birth of Muslim League and demand of Muslim League, that is what you have to understand in this particular revision video. So the civil disobedience movement, thus an atmosphere of suspicion and distrust between the communities, alienated from Congress. Large section of Hindus and Muslims could not respond to the call of united struggle. Many Muslim leaders and intellectuals expressed their concern about the status of Muslim as a minority in India. They feared that the culture of and the identity of minority would be submerged under the domination of Hindus. So why the Muslim League grew up as one of the strong organization? Because the minority always felt that if they are not fighting for their rights, there is a possibility that the culture of minority, the identity of minority always submerged by the domination of Hindu majority. So that is the problem. So in this revision video we studied about the important events took place, occurred, and we also discussed about the limits of civil disobedience movement, Pune Pact, Gandhi-Irwin Pact, Roundtable Conference, second Roundtable Conference. Okay, so this revision video for 13th January 2021, please go through the revision video so that you understand certain important timeline related to this particular chapter. Thank you.